Hello, and welcome to this new episode of The Smart Landlord. My name is Francisco Nieves Taranto. I'm your host, and today we're going to talk about a new topic. A question that I get from landlords all the time is, how much money security deposit should I charge a tenant? How much of the security deposit should I charge? Let's talk about it. What is the purpose of a security deposit? The purpose of security deposit is to make sure that you have a financial safety net in case that things happen in your property. It also encourages the tenants to be in compliance on the lease because otherwise they will lose their security deposit. And of course, it also helps to cover costs that it's going to be associated with the property conditions and even monies owed by the tenant at the end of the lease. What are the standards of security deposit that you should charge? It all depends on the location. It all depends also on the laws of that state that you invest you have an investment property. So every state has a different laws regarding security deposit, and also every county or municipality could have also statutes that prevents you from overcharging security deposit or even having security deposit. So you should check that, and you should seek the advice of a legal professional on that. What is a good security deposit for a single home versus a condo versus a townhome? What type of property? It all depends on also what is happening in that area and all the comparable properties in the area. If landlords in your community are charging, for example, 1 month rent as a security deposit or 1 or 2 month rent as a security deposit, then maybe you should look into that. Now, security deposit is part of the financial obligation that a tenant has when they are looking for a home. So put yourself in the tenant's position as well. Is the tenant willing, you as a tenant, are you willing and able to go into a new home and pay extra amounts of security deposits just because the community and the other properties in the area are doing the same thing? I don't know. But that's a decision that you have to make. How much risk your property has as well. Let's talk about that. If you have a property that you're not leaving any kind of appliances or you're not leaving any furniture, damage to a property could be probably minimal if you have normal wear and tear. How much a security deposit should you charge to cover those type of damages that go beyond the normal wear and tear of the property? But the bottom line is this: the security deposit should be completely attached or go hand in hand to the risk that you're taking with the persons that are going to be living in your property. So if you do a good screening of a tenant and the tenant is not perfect in terms of credit, background checks, and your criteria, because obviously it has to be what your standards are, then maybe you should consider charging a higher security deposit to minimize that risk or to mitigate the risk that you're taking on. If you have a prospective tenant that it comes with great references, great credit, great income, and is looking to getting your property sooner rather than later, maybe you should consider a different approach. There's other alternatives to security deposit now on the market, which we will be talking in another episode. But security deposit is something that for many years have been used to mitigate the risk of owning a rental property and mitigate the risk of having a person live in your property as a tenant. How much is too low? How much is too high? It all depends. But one important aspect of the security deposit is how do you handle the security deposit? And are you following the law when you handle the security deposit? We are in the state of Florida. In the state of Florida, you have a specific timeline that you have to return the security deposit to a tenant once the tenant has vacated the property. You do property walkthrough, you compare the way that you deliver the property to the tenant to the way that the tenant delivered the property to you. And then in the state of Florida, you have 15 days to return the security deposit, unless you're going to make any kind of claims to the security deposit to the tenant for damages. In that case, you have 30 days to return that security deposit.